Welcome to my podcast. I'm going to talk to you today about another topic which considered academically, and it will add your credential as a medical doctor or as an academic. You need to get published. I have writing experience since some time when I sat with myself and I thought that I need to do a paper or do something, especially after I did my master. And then I started from that time writing, and I had some publication already. So when you want to get published, you need to think about what's that you're going to tell. You need to think about the structure, coherence, and you need to tell a story in a coherent manner. You need also to express idea with confidence, and you need to highlight novelty, and you need to stand out of the crowd, basically, and you need to think about a topic that's visible and not difficult to get it done. And of course, when you have done all the work, you need to pick up a good journal or a top journal in your field with high impact, which will add, of course, to the whole journey process. You need to have creative insight, and you need to connect and the dots in between. You need to find a research gap, and from that gap, you can get published at least, we could say, 2 to 3, and keep it regular. And you don't need to follow others or, like, say, the flocks. You need to be different, innovative, and you need to stand out of the crowd. So you have to look for the topic that you feel it's required, and you have a knowledge, skills, and get it started. And after you find that massive research gap, just try to write with a different angle and innovatively. So how do we start? You need to think about your plan and what's your own priority, and just work on that. And you need, of course, as we know now, we are living in the world of distraction. We have social media, which is bombarding us every single time. We have emails to check. We have calls, friends, stuff like that. So I need to cut off from all of that. And I personally, all my notifications are off. Just the normal call in my phone. And it's only whenever it's, for me personally, a phone is just for an important matter or an appointment or to call for something to inquire about. It's not for the chit chat or wasting time like some do that. So when you find a topic that you would love to write about, you need to read thoroughly about it and find the gap or find the way how you're going to put it in a way that's interesting. As you are telling a story in a coherent manner, and avoid, of course, repeating or rewriting stuff where you will get stuck. And you need, of course, when you write in a logical manner and with a critical analysis or criticizing what's that you put in the writing. And it says always you have a triangle with an apex. So you need to write from the general to the specific, or from the a lot of things, and narrow it down where you reach to the apex of the triangle to tell about your story or your paper, so the reader can understand your main point that you wanted to declare or explain. And always when you write in the sentences, you need to write it in a clear way, and each paragraph follow each other, so it's linked incoherently. And ask yourself, what's the purpose of my paragraph, and indicate it in the writing. Avoid repeating as I say or saying something doesn't make sense. which is like saying stuff that won't add or just bore the reader. So avoid waffling and get it to the point without too much lengthening or excess, like we are pushing stuff in between that doesn't make sense, and make it like an enjoyable reading and a journey for the reader. Always, of course, use a good selective of scientific word. Avoid jargon or avoid those words that doesn't make like slangs. You need to avoid all of that. Also, avoid phrasal verbs. You can't use that in a scientific paper. It's only certain few words that you can use, like carry out, point out. However, other phrasal verb just is not applicable in any academic paper. Always use the right wording. And you have just, once it's all done, proofread it and make sure that it's readable in a nice scientific way. And then look for your journals where you want to submit. Read through their guidance and their criteria and eligibility. You could read ask your colleague or whatever to give some feedbacks, which could help in reading and understanding your paper. And then you just submit and wait and see what's the outcome. Of course, certain journal might ask you for some changes, whether it's minor or major. So you need to understand what's those points you need to cover and amend accordingly. Don't get disheartened if some of the journals declined your paper without feedbacks, because it happened in many journals sometimes. However, try to be perseverance and apply. And of course, there will be a time when you will be really happy about your achievement and you keep the flow going. I hope that I cover the main points for publication, getting published. And I have wrote some papers about getting published. You could just search for that or Google it, and you should find or come up with some papers. Just Google my name. My first name is Ebtisam, that's Ebtisam, and the surname is Elghblawi. You might find them useful, and drop me any feedback while you are hearing this podcast, and I shall get back to you. Thank you.